Hey guys, Bree here, and welcome to day 4 of OctoberFast. And so, this word is going to be focused on being still and knowing that God is God, and understanding that sometimes He doesn't have you take the route that you think you're going to take, or that you think is the most logical for you to take, because there is a very important reason that He can't have you going the way that you think is the way to go, right? And so we have to understand that when we say be still and know that He is God, it doesn't mean doing nothing. It means continuing to do the work that He has you do. Go about your day, but resting your spirit and knowing that whatever it is that you're anxious about, that the Lord is already taking care of. Taking care of it. And so I want to share something with you guys, because I believe that the Lord has a lot of us go through some things so that we can share that experience with you when you go through those things, so you can have courage. So 7 days ago, the Lord told me I needed to be at a destination. Well, today we're going into that 7th day, and last night I was just really anxious about it. I'm like, Lord, you said I needed to be here, but I have no way to get myself there, right? And so I went to bed with that sitting on my heart. Even though I did my meditations and my time with the Lord, I still had that on my heart. And so I woke up this morning and it just continued throughout my day. And that's why I tell you guys, it's so important to not go to sleep with anything like that on your heart or heavy, right? Until you get it sorted out with the Lord. Lord, I'm giving this to you. Like, heave it, throw it at Him. Just, I'm giving this to you, Lord, because it will take over your next day. And so today I was just feeling so discouraged about it and so hopeless. I'm like, Lord, I know that I'm supposed to be here, but I have no idea how I'm going to get to this place. And when I was just spending time with Him, because it took me a while, even up until like an hour ago, to pull myself out of that funk, He took me to Genesis chapter 24. And that chapter is speaking about when Abraham sent his servant to go get a wife for his son Isaac. Many people focus on how Rebecca just went without seeing the man, without knowing anything, without knowing where he lived, and she just went. But the Lord highlighted something a little different to me. And that was when Abraham was sending his servant out, He said, beware, you cannot take Isaac with you to go get Rebecca. And the reason was that Abraham had left his home to go to a new promised land that the Lord had said, this is going to be yours. Here, I'm going to raise you up, right? This is the new land that He promised Abraham, and he was fruitful. He had everything he needed. Now, when He says He's sending a servant back there to get a wife for Isaac, He said, don't take Isaac. One being because they were already in their promised land, right? That's the promised land that some of us have just entered or we're aiming to get into. But He was sending His servant back to the old. There was something there in the old that He needed, but He couldn't send the new into the old.
Here's a black
right? And when we talk in the context of new into the old, that can be like a past relationship. It can be an old job, an old, partnership. Sometimes to get to the new, we believe that we need something in the old. So we go back to that old to try to get what we need, and then we come back into the new. But in this instance, He specifically sent the servant to get something out of the old that was also supposed to come into the new. But you couldn't go, okay? And so when I'm thinking like, Lord, how am I going to get to this place? Let me call somebody from the old to help me get to this place. Let me rely on something from the old to help me get to this place. And the Lord is saying that sometimes He doesn't allow you to do it your way or get it the way that you think you need to get it, whatever that is, because that can contaminate the new. And this goes, and I want to mention something really quickly here. There is oftentimes the Lord will not let you, even from a financial standpoint, the Lord will not have you borrow money from certain people because it's spiritual. In the spirit, that is a transaction. And if you use that money or you exchange money, that is a binding contract that the enemy is saying that I have a partnership. That is a covenant, right? A covenant is simply an agreement. And so a lot of the times when you're going back to the old because you need assistance or you need help with something or whatever it may be, or you're just lonely, right? You're going back into a covenant that no longer serves you, and you can't bring that into your new. And so I want you to read over Genesis chapter 24 and notice how it says, beware, do not send Isaac with you. He cannot come. The Rebecca's family already tried to keep the servant held up 10 more days. If Isaac would have come, who knows, once he saw Rebecca and her beauty, he may have been stuck in that old land and made a family there and pitched a tent there. And that would have been the end of Abraham's line in the promised land, right? And so there is a reason why the Lord doesn't go about things the way that you think they ought to be gone about. And so if you find yourself in a place where you're anxious and you find it hard to be still in your spirit, what I really had to do is keep seeking the Lord. And so he's like, just get it together, Bria. Get it together. Because I was like, I know I need to be encouraged so I can encourage, right? So when I need to come on, first I need to be filled with the water of the Lord. So then I can, bring forth fruit for you all. And so I guess with all of that said, be still and know that God is God. There is a reason that you can't get to a place or thing or person the way that you want to get to them. And perhaps it's because you're trying to dip into something old to get the new. And that's not what the Lord is requiring of you, or that's not what is good for you or needed in that moment. Even if it's 11:59 and you need that thing to come to pass, you need to be a certain place, be still and know that God is God. If you really need to be there, you will be there. Perhaps it was a test to check your heart posture, because the Lord will test you. Okay? Whatever it is, just know that He has got you. He has got you. And so that was the message for today. I hope I wasn't all over the place, because my day has felt all over the place. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of OctoberFast.